It's backwards, it's getting exponentially dumb. It's more difficult to get a job than purchase a gun. We're ashamed to be American. You should probably love it, cause you have the right to say it and not get strung up in public. As children we were taught how to walk and talk, but the system wants adults to sit down and shut up. Cancel culture runs the world now, the planet went crazy.
And others need to be ripped off the airways. And that's not all. The Biden administration is already looking to prevent any tough questions from the White House. I'm not making this up. The Secretary telling Politico reporters covering the White House to operate in good faith. And organizations or individuals who traffic in conspiracy theories, I mean like CNN, ABC, NBC, CBS, and MSDNC, propaganda, all of them, New York Times, Washington Post. But those that lie and spread disinformation will not be tolerated. Wow, they'll all be thrown out tomorrow. And we will work with the White House Correspondent Association to decide how to handle those instances moving forward. And who makes all of these decisions? That would be the same people that are perfectly okay with not reporting the Hunter Biden laptop story in the New York Post, you know, the one that was true. In other words, if you report something they don't like or you don't buy into their lies, their hoaxes, their conspiracy theories, they'll just cancel you, silence you, shut you down, and apparently kick you out. And they'll work with their allies, the media mob, and their allies in big tech, and now walk you out of the White House and completely cancel you. In the Democrats' perfect utopia, there's no difference, no disagreements, no alternative opinions whatsoever. Their twisted, psychotic view of the world, they believe they hold the monopoly on truth. And as we have long discussed on this program, they also believe, and they will tell you, that they have a monopoly on compassion for men and women in this country. Which brings us to yet another big, radical, leftist, statist, democratic lie. That is a lie. This is definitely not the party that has a monopoly on compassion that's looking out for hardworking men and women in this country. Oh, the person that set record low unemployment for African Americans, Hispanic Americans, Asian Americans, women in the workplace, youth unemployment, African American youth unemployment. Those records were shattered by, yes, as Acosta says, that would be President Trump right in exile. In order to appease his radical socialist base, in 1 week in
Biden
office,
administration willing to sacrifice
Joe
American
Biden
jobs to try and fulfill climate plan fantasies
of our fellow hardworking Americans, law-abiding, tax-paying citizens out of work. Their work has been canceled, all in the name of this radical New Green Deal, climate change, socialist redistribution model that they now endorse. Keep in mind, we are in the middle of a pandemic.
Okay, so he snuffed jobs from people already. Just think about what is to come and what's going to happen.
And because of a lot of Democratic governors and mayors, we've had draconian shutdown measures, and the unemployment rate and the jobs that are failing, well, extremely high. We have millions of Americans out of work through no fault of their own. And Joe, adding to misery, is now basically announced, well, we're going to have competition for the jobs that are available by giving amnesty to 11 million illegal immigrants eventually. But with the stroke of a pen, twice this week, Joe Biden has decided, number one, to stop construction on the border wall, cancel the Keystone XL pipeline, causing, yes, thousands more to be laid off.
They don't care. They have a plan set in place for, I don't know what it is, but I know it's coming. Something's coming, and it's not good. We're all doomed. We're all doomed.
They got their pink slips. We've interviewed them. And further restrictions on American fracking natural gas will impact hundreds of thousands of American jobs. Keep in mind, these are high-paying career jobs with great benefits. Most of them are union jobs. They fit a very specific skill set, and these workers now have been laid off. A lot of them making six figures. They are jobless. But according to cold-hearted Joe Biden, his climate plan is about jobs.
Cold-hearted.
They don't have them because of you. It's not like you said, okay, we're going to take this job and give you this job. That never occurred. They just lost their current job with no hope or reality of
getting
getting a
another
job that's
one.
going to pay them $100,000 a year. Take a look.
Wow.
Today is Climate Day at the White House, and which means that today is Jobs Day at the White House. When I think of climate change, I think of, and the answers to it, I think of jobs. A key plank of our Build Back Better recovery plan is building a modern, resilient climate infrastructure
Build
and
Back
clean energy
Better.
future that will create millions of good-paying union jobs. Not $7, $8, $10, $12 an hour, but prevailing wage and benefits.
The guys in the energy sector now are getting paid on average $100,000 a year. You just laid them off, Joe. You going to pay their mortgage? You going to pay their rent? You just destroyed
No.
their careers, their dreams, their
not paying
livelihoods with
nothing.
promises millions of jobs are going to be created. Good jobs. Well, how are they going to put food on the table next week? Pay the mortgage rent next week? Or pay their truck or car payment next week? Your unemployment insurance, Joe's not going to cut it. And the competition right now for jobs never been greater. And because of amnesty and because of draconian shutdowns, it's going to drive down wages. You're taking away jobs. Now you're promising big government. What, for Solyndra? The cold-hearted comments of Biden's cabinet are equally insane. You got Biden's special climate envoy, John Kerry. These Americans need to find work elsewhere. Easy for him to say. He's
Wow.
a multi-millionaire with his own private jet. Like, you know, the imaginary
Wow.
windmills, solar panel factories. I don't remember him ever speaking out against the Kennedys off Cape Cod or Nantucket when they're going to build windmills there, but it would have obstructed the Kennedy view. He never criticized that. And many of these workers, as I said, had six-figure salaries. Hey, John Kerry, where do they go for work on Monday? Can they borrow their jet to go interview? Take a look.
The President of the United States has expressed in every comment he has made about climate the need to grow the new jobs that pay better, that are cleaner. What President Biden wants to do is make sure those folks have better choices, that they have alternatives, that they could be the people who go to work to make the solar panels. They were making them here at home. That is going to be a particular focus of the Build Back Better agenda.
Next week, they got no job to go to, John. I know you're married into a lot of money. I know you fly around the world on your private jet, leaving your big fat carbon footprint pretty much everywhere you go. By the way, John Kerry, maybe you need to scrap heap your private jet. I think it's time to sell the plane, because that makes you a lying hypocrite. And John Kerry to stand there with a straight face and callously as climate envoy and argue that Americans that now will not be working next week, they should lose their jobs because of his radical global warming new Green Deal social, as he uses his private jet, as a lot of these cabinet members of Joe Biden, are they going to give up the government jets that you pay for, the American taxpayer? They've got fleets of them. Are they going to agree to give them up? I doubt it. Kerry isn't the only Biden official with a cavalier attitude either. By the way, all against working Americans. They're now devastated by, yes, the pink slips that they got and no job to go to. High-paying career jobs in the energy industry. They don't have a job on Monday. Where are they going to go Monday? Who's going to put food on the table? Who's going to pay their rent, their mortgage? Anyway, take a look at other callousness.
So for those workers, the answer is somebody else will get a job?
The answer is that we are very eager to see those workers continue to be employed in good-paying union jobs.
This
even
is
if they might be different
Texas.
ones.
You just took their job and you didn't give job,
Texas.
Pete. Now, the former mayor of South Bend exactly have the wealth of experience or knowledge. And Pete, you just got a new job. They had good-paying union jobs. You put the insane socialist Green New Deal ahead of every one of these hard-working, great American workers and their families. And Pete's colleague, Jennifer Granholm, well, she at least was a little bit more honest by saying and stating that, of course, jobs are going to be sacrificed for the Democrats' radical green agenda. All in, comrades. Take a look.
I'm just curious how a long-term ban consistent with the president's goal of unifying our country and putting Americans back to work and helping our economies grow, how is that all consistent?
think the president's plan of building back better